I do. So we're just glad you're here, and more than that, we're glad that Jeff is here, and we're grateful that he's able to talk to us today and share in this Sunday school hour. So your mom and dad are sitting right in front of me here now.
Thank you, Kim. Good morning, folks.
Good morning.
Well, I really was not too nervous until I started thinking about what happens when I'm getting close to the end, and how do I know? And I guess I'll know when the audience gets starts seeing the back of your head heading out the door. I will know it's time to quit. So I did this talk, it's been about a month ago, and I had a 3-page document. Thinking it was a 2-page document, I went from page 1 to page 3, and the night before, I did a good job of reading through all the pages, and I remember a lot of what I wanted to say. And so I was able to go through what I needed to say in my head, and so the church got what was in my head, but not particularly the order that I wanted it in. So when I got to the page that I needed to, it took me a moment to kind of find out where I was, and realizing that we have teachers here, in 6th grade instead of 4th grade. It was a little bit of an oops to me, but I am told by friends in the audience that it worked out okay. Today I'm not going to do that. My goal is not to read this, I promise you. My goal is to glance at it and maybe read a little bit to stimulate my brain. I hope it's functioning okay to know what to say next. So I have learned from Jason. He'll come in, and it's kind of a fun thing between him and the audience at church to talk about how many pages of text he's got. He'll say, I've got 9 pages today, and the audience will all, boo and and he'll say something about, oh, it's not that long, no, it's not that long. And so there's this little bit of conflict between Jason and pages being too long, and the audience pages not being short enough. Did I say that correctly? So I'm thankful for you being here today to allow me to talk with you. And I am thankful to the leadership for giving me the opportunity to speak with you this morning. And yes, I am very grateful for being able to stand here today, and grateful to be able to speak with you today. Although I have not had as a memorable experience in an alert mind, had any difficulty with ambulating or with my speech. Anybody that comes out of a coma or is coming through a coma will have difficulty with those things. And so, yes, I did have some difficulty with them. So it was trouble for my family. For me, I was mostly lights out, so it was not a difficult problem for me. So nevertheless, I am grateful to be able to stand here today without the aid of a wheelchair, and I am able to speak with you today. I'm grateful for that. So thankful for the opportunity. I am thankful for the opportunity today. So Many of you know me very well, certainly know the Curen family. And so you have witnessed my change, probably as well as I have, without seeing me as I have changed over the last year and a half. But the last year and a half has changed me, and as you will see through this discussion, I have a problem with the last years that are all about me, but it really has not been about me. It's been about my brothers, it's been about my children, it's been about my mother, my father. It's been about all these other people that have changed their lives significantly. Not just me, it's been about all these other people that have changed lifestyle and changed their lives, all from what happened to me. And so yes, I get caught up in me. I feel like, yes, I feel like a kid. It's all about me. But no, this last year and a half has not been about me. It's been about my family, and it has changed significantly for me and for my family. And so many times I forget what change has been for my family, not just for me. But what I don't want any of you to forget today is that my blessings are too numerous to count, and they are too wonderful. Let me say that again. My blessings are wonderful, and my blessings are too numerous to count. Every time I say that, I think of this song as we were children. Count your blessings, name them one by one. I try to do that. I don't know if any of you are trying to count your blessings. And I can start, and I can get going. And I think of little things, but there's not enough time in the day to start going through your blessings. So yesterday, as I was sitting with my brothers, I was drinking coffee, and the coffee was going down, and the coffee was coming out, hit me on the stomach. And so, you know, I can at least eat and swallow. So, my goodness, what a major feat that is, and what a major, I say feat as if that is something that I have done. What a blessing to be able to swallow. And I have not, and I see all the patients and the friends that I have got now as I'm in the retirement village with people that have difficulty with these issues. And I have not had a problem with them, and neither have many of you. I know that some of you may have with changes in your lives, but what a blessing it is to be able to swallow, just to be able to swallow water. It's not uncommon for me to choke a little bit with water, and every time I choke a little bit, it reminds me that, oh my, I am so blessed to be able to swallow and not have problems with it. So a minor cough every once in a while is a reminder by the good Lord to remind me that I am blessed. Just simple things that we forget about. Just the act of swallowing. And I'm not talking, we've got all kinds of gifts. My children, my parents, so families, the ability to walk, the ability to talk. All of the wonderful things. I didn't want to list them because I know that I would forget, or I would not list them, and so I might forget somebody, or I might offend somebody. But I've got so many blessings that there's not enough time in a day. There's certainly not enough time in Sunday school today. Or I might be seeing the back of your heads. Some full of hair. Some not full of hair. That was not just at you, Rodney. either way, we have got blessings that I cannot even count. At the end of this talk, I cannot forget to talk about two big blessings that I have got, that as a child, I never thought of them as blessings. I thought of them as a pest. And those are my two brothers. And at the end of this talk, I'm going to talk about those two pests. Those two brothers that I've got that are like two extra daddies, sometimes like two extra mothers. But I've got two extra sets of parents that are wonderful. These are wonderful blessings that I've inherited, or that they've inherited me. I think I'm like they've adopted me. Despite all of my ailments and despite all of my issues, they've taken me in. And I think that's wonderful. It's wonderful for me. Maybe not for them, but it's wonderful for me. So I hope that I can talk about them at the end. So what I can't do is get off script, or I'll forget where I was. That's a bad thing. It's a bad thing for me. What I need is one of my kids to be up here with me to cross off things with me and say, no, that's where you are. You're right there. Well, I do apologize for not having my Bible up here. What I found out soon after waking up was that I love to read. And just reading the novel is gone. Just reading the Bible is very difficult. And so it is very difficult. So what I have is these little things called CDs that I love to listen to the Bible on a CD. There's goods and bads with that. You cannot with a CD unless you're on a computer go to a verse. So I listen to the Bible book by book. And so that's a wonderful thing. You get the whole book for a little verse. When I first started doing that it's probably about 15, 20 years ago. I don't know how many times I went through the Bible. It was a good handful of times. And so I think it's a wonderful thing for all of you to get the Bible on CD and become Bible readers on CD, listen to them in your car, and have your audience, the kids in the car and the adult in the passenger seat, get irritated with you for listening to something that they're not wanting to listen to or not what they're used to listening to. There's the Bible on CD. It's pretty cool. And so as you read it, you'll remember listening to somebody else read it to you, and your brain works better that way to hear it and to read it. And when you read it, in my brain, I got to read it several times. So it's almost like I'm studying it when I read it. So I can't just read it like it's a quick, simple novel. I have to read it like it's hard work. I wish it was more memorable, a bigger experience to remember it at that point, but I'm not quite there yet. So my memory was not real good around the time that this happened. I had memories of being up on a ladder, but arrogance as a young man was going to take down this tree by myself. And he kept telling me, no, that tree